It's Matto here, Cheap Phone Ninja. I'm listening and watching one of James Bunder's videos here in YouTube about the QAnon communications that have been happening. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it appears that somebody very close to President Trump is releasing important information through a profile known as Q-Anon, and truthers are spreading it around. James Bunder is a good one to follow on this subject, and he doesn't know something that I think I know, because it's being put out like a quiz. Okay, this QAnon is presenting questions to cause us to focus our attention on what the president is actually, not just the president, but what is happening. Because what the liberals don't get is we did not elect President Trump to do anything for us, except keep the Clintons out of the White House. He accomplished that. Everything else is President Trump allowing the good parts of America to do for ourselves. Anyway, this is fascinating stuff. Now, James Bunder, this is for you. Love you, boy, brother. You don't know who Snow White is, and you don't know about Godfather 3. Well, I've got Godfather 3 pulled up here on my tablet. I'll read that to you, and then I'm going to tell you what I know about Snow White and how Snow White relates to the present state of civil war that we have going on in the United States. Okay? Now, on my tablet, go to Google if you want to follow along on your own. Go to Google, put in Godfather 3, and you're going to come up immediately with this overview of the old movie, so the 1990 movie. And here is what they say about Godfather 3. As Michael Corleone ages, he finds that being the head of the Corleone crime family isn't getting any easier. He wants his family out of the mafia. But the mob kingpin isn't eager to let one of the most powerful and wealthy families go legit. Think about it. Think about all the stuff about, oh, Trump is really one of them. And then there's that really weird stuff about his past. They've even pulled up weird stuff about like an old book that speaks about Barron Trump from way before the kid was born. And they talk about, Trump is an inherited millionaire, okay? He's not self-made. He's certainly built on what he inherited. But he did start out as the son of a wealthy real estate developer and construction worker and construction contractor. Okay, so we can see a parallel here. Now, I don't have any inside knowledge. I'm just going down the trail QAnon wants us to go down. And nobody can blame Trump for what's being said because it's just some anonymous little profile. Oh, God bless him. He's a genius. So, he wants out of the mafia, but the mob kingpin isn't eager to let one of the most powerful and wealthy families go legit. Making matters even worse is Michael's nephew, Vincent. Not only does Vincent want a piece of the Corleone family's criminal empire, but he also wants Michael's daughter. Okay, let's see more about the movie. That's just all who made it and all that. Anyway, y'all can run with that on the question of what does that. Now, the other thing is Snow White. What is the reference to Snow White? I will throw some links in the description to back up what I'm saying. I'm not sure I can pull them up on here, but I'll try while I talk. Snow White was the name of a operation run by Scientology that was the thing that Scientology did that got it in trouble with the United States government. They sent people into agencies to destroy records that might be incriminating about their Church of Scientology activities. And that's interesting because that could refer to the Democrats' destruction, the famous destruction of evidence, the email destruction, and of course a great deal of other destruction. I do know for a fact that there's been scrubbing of the internet, of newspaper articles related to Hillary Clinton, because I have collected articles related to things that I know firsthand she did. I worked on a Clinton job in 1993, the wallpaper for the White House, $250,000. Okay, I was an employee in the company that printed that wallpaper, Berkshire hand-screened wallpapers, Pittsfield, Massachusetts. The only records she could not scrub related to that job were our employment records. And when Vince Foster was killed, I didn't even know what was going on. I was up in Massachusetts working in a factory making wallpaper. Okay, a studio, a fine art studio, but a factory nonetheless. The police knew that there had just been an announcement about Vince Foster, and people who read the New York Times knew that he was questioning the wallpaper expenses. I wasn't even reading the news. I didn't know that, but a police detective knew it and advised me very quickly. He said, get everything you know out to at least 3 or 4 different agencies, state police, his local police, federal, private friends. Just spread stuff around. Don't put it all in one place. Everybody gets 80% of the story. Nobody knows what the other person has that they don't have. That's how you protect yourself. That's how I stayed alive. Snow White was going on since then, ever since then. Most of the articles about the Vince Foster case have been scrubbed off the internet. Almost all of the articles about Berkshire hand-screen wallpaper have been scrubbed. We know that the 30,000 emails were scrubbed, bleached, and smashed. So that could be what Snow White refers to, but there's another thing Snow White could be referring to. Snow White being a Scientology reference could be a reference to the fact that America's homegrown Islam, the Nation of Islam, which is headed by Brother Louis Farrakhan, or Minister Louis Farrakhan, he calls himself. Minister Louis Farrakhan made a deal with the Scientology Church to have training introduced and to move the Nation of Islam into Scientology audit training. That's the brainwash training. And he did that a couple of years ago. And if you go back and look at the original live footage of the riots in Ferguson, at the point where the black community took control of the violence and started to calm it down, I think you're going to notice that the men who took charge of that appeared to act like Nation of Islam people act. Because Nation of Islam, if you have them as neighbors, they're fine people. But politically, they have an agenda. And I just want to throw that out. These are just my thoughts, okay? Snow White could be referring to what Scientology did with records. It also could be referring to the marriage between the Nation of Islam and Scientology, which, by the way, both of these things together, moving forward into the Black Lives Matter fake black movement, which is a fake black movement. It's a bunch of white fascists who put Black Lives Matter together. And that movement is designed to discredit and cripple the black community. So, those are my thoughts on QAnon, Snow White, Godfather 3. Denise Matteau for Cheap Phone Ninja News. God bless y'all. Over and out. Oh, comment, please. Leave your comments. Let's get some discussion going. YouTube, by the way, is beginning to take on Facebook. We're beginning to have more discussions and community amongst ourselves here in YouTube than Facebook is allowing. So Facebook has got to start respecting us. And YouTube, yeah, I know they got some issues, but most of the complaints I heard have been related to monetization. And I'm just not going there yet. God bless you. Denise Matteau, over and out.